Hi everyone, Grey Power 60 here. Oop, I'm gonna make that as light as we can. So I have, if I can find them. There we are. I have a whole bunch of these index cards, and I've been watching some videos, and there's one in particular that really helped me a lot. She is Treasure Books, I believe, and what she was saying is so that we don't get overwhelmed with too much stuff while we're making our junk journals or tags or whatever, to use 5 elements. And I found this to be really, really helpful for me because I have so much, I don't know what to use. I get a little overwhelmed. So, did I write it down on here or over here? Okay, so she's talking about 5 elements, and you kind of have to think about what you want to make and what you want to use. So, for my index cards with 5 elements, and yeah, Treasure Books was what it was, and I've kind of written down. So, as an example, excuse me, take a sip of my tea. I'm filming this on Sunday. Mama's in there watching TV for a bit. She's wanting to go out, and I'm not dressed or ready. But anyway, so for my list, as examples, washi tape. And it doesn't have to be one. You can have many washi tapes out, but that's one element. And the other would be paper, book pages, things like that you're going to be using perhaps for the background. All right. Then there is, and book pages, paper, music paper, any kind of paper. And then stickers. So there's lots of different stickers that I have. I have some here that I could be taking out of these that I had purchased. I also have a couple of, lots actually, of these trays full of stickers. Perhaps a doily. I don't even think I brought out a doily. I may have. I don't have it with me now. I think I decided not to use. And fabric or lace. And that was something else that, yeah. See, I put things away last night. I did put a lot of stuff away. And then you could decorate. So, I haven't quite finished this one yet. I mean, it is almost finished. Oh, here's Mom. Just a moment. Just wanted a hug and a kiss. Anyway, so that is, you know, what you could do. But then she also said sometimes she doesn't even follow her own rules, where she'll also add, I'm going to link her video down below so that you can see what she's done. Because what she's also done, now I had ordered these corners. Now these were the gold ones. I thought I ordered the brass ones. But anyway, these are page corners or book corners that I could put on here. I could put on here and decorate it that way. And also I could, I'm just looking to see if I have... Sorry if I just hit you. Oh, here they are down here. Here's some lace that I had, and here's some other trim. But let me just, I'm just putting these on here for a second. Let me open this up. These are kind of examples of what you could do. And if you're going to be putting these into a journal, you can always use something like this gold mesh that I have as an example. And I could add that as a tab on the top. And if I had this in a book, I could have that on the top of a book. I wish I had one with me, and I don't. But that could be another added thing. So it would be like more than 5. So you can kind of break the rules. You can add metal things to it. You can add, you know, lace wherever to it if you wanted to. And I just found it really, really helpful for me. Now here is a thing that I could put there. I'm just looking through this kind of what I considered to be a little metal. I could put that on there just to add some interest. But by going and taking this little guideline, like she said, I mean, start with the 5 elements, and then once you're almost done and you're decorating, perhaps you might want to put a dangle on here. Perhaps you'll want to put a hole in here, put a little dangle of some kind on there, and put it in your book. You may want to sew it all around. I don't have a sewing machine, so I can't do that. I wonder if I could sew it by hand just for fun, like a zigzag sew. I should try that in one of my videos. So this one I haven't even started yet. What I started with is some music paper, and this is one of the washies that I had. I think it was this one here. This is quite wide. So what I've done is folded it over for the back. And then with the back, all the little pieces that I've used, I just kind of mishmashed, kind of collaged it on the back here. And then I was going through some of my things, trying to figure out how I could layer some ideas together and come up with, I kind of liked the green with the number 4, but I didn't want it so straight. And I thought I could layer it this way here, add another thing here, and then maybe put something on there, or add something like this on there, or some lace, maybe not this particular one, maybe one of my beige ones. This is white that I have. I could put that on there and, you know, decorate it, whatever. But I just found, like she said, you know, you start off with the 5 elements and you take them out and you don't have too much around you, like you're not overwhelmed by so much stuff. Sorry, I'm just taking this piece out. I hadn't opened it yet, you know, but if this was tea-dyed or whatever, I could add lace to it, like here. And then perhaps also what I've done on here is I've used this kind of classic wooden stamps, kind of vintage looking stamps. So I've had that out in case I wanted to use it. I've also got my distress ink, etc., to distress the edges. I kind of went around and did that, and I did that on here. So rather than glue them down right away, you kind of play around with it, you know, check it out, see how you want it. I could cut that little piece out there, and then put them all together and then decorate it, and then maybe add a different element. Anyway, I'm learning, and this is really, sorry I kicked you again, this is really helping me learn more about how to decorate these index cards. And I only had the small ones. She was using the larger ones for hers. And what she also did is, once she did a whole bunch of them, she said sometimes when you use one theme, it's nice to kind of repeat the theme. So in other words, if I'm using washi on the top and the bottom and paper in the middle, if I do that with a bunch of them and kind of replicate what I'm doing with slight adjustments, it really makes life a little easier. And I can also put holes in here and use them as kind of a flip up book so that they would, you know, I would have many of them and they could flip up. I could also put a piece of, what do you call it? Some kind of paper or something that I want, if I want to be able to write on the back, I could do that too. So this was really an interesting exercise for me. I found this to be very, very helpful in not making me feel so overwhelmed. What am I going to use next? What am I going to do next? You know, I have all of these stickers that if I wanted to add something to their little animal, I could add a little animals, keys, the moon, I could add a little house, different things that kind of pop up, but I think this one is pretty much done here. And like I said, I think I'll cut that and I'll probably put that together. Try not to think too much, she said, you know, have fun with it. You know, I could also use these borders that I trimmed out and add a little interest on the sides or whatever, and keep saying whatever, don't I? But with the little bit of gold that's on there, it just adds a little interest, you know, that I could probably do, but I'm not going to. That one is done. This one I think is done, and I'm going to do a few more, and I'll come back later on and show you. Once I have a few of them done, I'll come back and show you how I plan on using it as a booklet, but a landscape and not portrait. So it'll be this way, and I'll be punching holes, and she used jump rings for these smaller little cards, for the smaller ones. Use the smaller jump rings rather than the big rings. Anyway, Mama's coming back. That's it for me. I hope you got something out of this. Please go and check out Treasure Book. She has some great ideas if you're new to this, and even if you're not, sometimes we get overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. And if we pick out 5 elements to start, we pick out those 5 elements, a ticket, the paper, the washi, you know, stamps, things like that, then you can maybe break the rules a little bit by adding a hole here with a dangle on it, or metal pieces that you don't, you know, that you have that you might want to add on here, things like that. It's kind of breaking the rules, but she said, you know, that happens. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. Mom needs me, so I will be out of here. I did this last night after she went to bed. I played around with this little exercise, and I found it very, very helpful. And I hope you will too. So that's it for me for today. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.